Or, ladies and gentlemen, brothers, let me share something with you today that most men never talk about, but every man needs to hear. Relationships are built on trust, love, and communication, but there are certain things, certain secrets that a wise man should always keep to himself, not because of dishonesty, but because protecting your dignity or your power and your peace requires boundaries. So today, I'll share with you 5 secrets every man must never tell women. A man's financial struggles are an unavoidable part of life, or because no matter how skilled or hardworking someone may be, there will always be moments of difficulty, debt, or instability. However, when it comes to relationships, or especially romantic ones, revealing these struggles openly to women often creates more harm than good. Women are naturally wired to seek stability and security in a partner, and when a man exposes every detail of his financial worries, she may unconsciously begin to lose confidence in his ability to lead. That is why financial struggles should remain a private battle. When a man constantly complains about money or discusses his inability to provide, the respect he holds in a woman's eyes starts to decline. Respect is deeply tied to how capable a man appears, and money is a major symbol of capability. Even if a woman loves genuinely, hearing about constant financial stress can drain her faith in his future. Therefore, while being open is good in certain aspects, constantly revealing financial hardships creates unnecessary doubt. The conclusion is simple: dignity suffers when financial weakness becomes a topic of regular discussion. A man who reveals his struggles too openly also risks creating an emotional imbalance in the relationship. Instead of appearing as a protector and provider, he may start appearing as someone who needs saving, and this reversal of roles can destabilize the bond. Most women are not designed to carry the financial fears of men. Instead, they admire men who face challenges silently and come out victorious. Sharing struggles excessively shifts the burden unfairly. The conclusion here is that silence in financial matters preserves the natural roles in a relationship. Another danger of openly talking about money issues is vulnerability in moments of conflict. When arguments happen, the very struggles a man confessed could later be used against him. Harsh words such as "you can't even provide" or "you're always broke" may arise, not because the woman doesn't care, but because emotions twist truth in fights. Once spoken, such words hurt deeply and cannot be forgotten easily. The conclusion is clear: revealing financial battles gives away weapons that can later wound your pride. Financial struggles are also temporary, but words spoken about them can have lasting effects. A man may be struggling today but thriving tomorrow, yet if he constantly shared his difficulties, the memory of weakness remains in the mind of the woman, she may never fully forget the days he seemed helpless. By keeping silent, however, she only sees the finished result, the rise, not the fall. In that way, a man controls the story of his journey. The conclusion here is that temporary problems should never define permanent perception. Furthermore, women are inspired by results, not excuses. Telling her how bad things are financially does not create admiration, but showing her the outcome of persistence does. When she sees the man handling his issues quietly and still carrying himself with dignity, she respects him more. This is because women value resilience, and resilience is proven through action, not confession. While she may sympathize at first, repeated exposure to weakness weakens admiration. Therefore, the conclusion is that quiet strength earns respect while loud weakness diminishes it. Another important reason to keep financial struggles private is the psychological impact it has on the woman. Once she learns of instability, even if she doesn't mean to, her sense of safety may diminish. She may begin worrying about the future, security, and the life she imagined. These doubts can erode love and affection slowly. But if she never knows the depth of the struggle, she continues to feel secure and supported. Thus, the conclusion is that protecting her peace of mind means carrying the burden silently as a man. In addition, speaking less about struggles forces a man to take more responsibility for solving them. When he doesn't seek sympathy, he channels his energy into action. Confession can sometimes create temporary relief, but it doesn't solve the actual problem. True masculinity means taking control of difficulties and finding solutions quietly. Or when the results finally show, the woman sees a man who faced storms without needing pity. The conclusion here is that silence is not weakness, or it is a discipline that strengthens responsibility. Lastly, keeping financial struggles private is not about hiding the truth, but about protecting respect, leadership, or an emotional balance. A wise man knows that his woman deserves love, not fear, protection, not insecurity. By fighting his battles quietly, or he not only preserves his dignity, but also ensures that his relationship remains free from unnecessary burdens. Every man will struggle, but not every man needs to share those struggles. In the end, what matters most is not what you reveal during hardship, but what you show after victory. The conclusion is simple, or strength is proven in silence. When it comes to relationships, one of the biggest mistakes a man can make is opening up too much about his past with other women. Or while honesty is important in building trust, complete disclosure of past relationships often creates more harm than good. A woman may ask about exes out of curiosity, but the answers she receives can lead to comparisons, doubts, and insecurities that damage her perception of the man. The past belongs in the past, and revisiting it only invites unnecessary complications. The conclusion here is simple: silence protects the present from old shadows. Women naturally compare themselves to others, especially to those who once held a place in a man's heart. If she hears about an ex who was beautiful, talented, or shared special memories with you, she may start measuring herself against that woman. Even if you reassure her, those images stick in her mind, creating silent competition. This comparison not only hurts her confidence, but also affects her bond with you. Therefore, protecting her peace of mind means withholding such details. The conclusion is clear: comparisons die in silence but grow through confession. Talking about past relationships also risks triggering jealousy and resentment. Even if you no longer have feelings for your ex, describing moments you shared, whether positive or negative, can stir emotions in your current partner. She may feel that she is living in the shadow of someone else's memory, which weakens her sense of uniqueness in your life. Instead of focusing on building new memories, the relationship becomes clouded by the ghosts of the past. The conclusion is that peace in love depends on leaving past loves unspoken. Another danger of revealing too much about past women is the loss of mystery. A man who exposes every detail of his romantic history leaves no room for imagination or curiosity. Women admire men who carry an air of depth and unpredictability, but when all stories are spilled, that intrigue is lost. Instead of being captivated by the present version of you, she becomes distracted by old tales. Mystery keeps attraction alive and confession kills it. The conclusion here is that mystery in love is maintained by guarding the past. Sharing past relationships can also plant seeds of insecurity in ways a man cannot foresee. For example, if you mention an ex who enjoyed certain hobbies, dressed a certain way, or treated you in a certain manner, your woman may feel pressured to live up to those comparisons. This pressure creates tension and resentment, even if unspoken. Over time, it weakens her confidence and comfort in the relationship. Protecting her from such unnecessary burdens is a man's responsibility. The conclusion is that security in love comes from erasing comparisons, not planting them. In moments of conflict, the details of your past can resurface as weapons. A woman may bring up things you confessed in anger or disappointment, saying things like, maybe you should go back to her, or you still think about her, or don't you? These words hurt deeply because they come from truths you yourself revealed. What was meant as openness becomes a vulnerability. To avoid such pain, men must keep these doors locked. The conclusion is that revealed secrets often return as blades in moments of conflict. Furthermore, the past does not define the present, but talking about it can distort reality. A woman may believe that if you once loved someone deeply, those feelings could return even if you've moved on. This creates suspicion, doubt, and even accusations when there is no reason for them. By never revealing too much, you prevent your current relationship from being poisoned by ghosts that no longer exist. The conclusion here is that unspoken pasts cannot interfere with the present, but spoken ones often do. A wise man understands that loyalty is proven in actions, not in words about former relationships. Or women care more about how they are treated today than about who came before them. By keeping your focus entirely on her, or without dragging old names or memories into the conversation, you show that she is your priority. Or the best way to honor the present is to bury the past so deeply that it never rises again. Or the conclusion is that love grows strongest when the past is silenced and the present is cherished. Ultimately, or speaking about past relationships serves no real purpose in building a stronger bond. It satisfies temporary curiosity but creates lasting wounds. Every man has a history, but that history belongs to him alone. What matters is who he chooses today and how he shows up for her in the present. Or protecting love means protecting it from unnecessary baggage. The final conclusion is this: keep past relationships hidden, because true strength lies not in sharing everything, but in knowing what must remain unspoken. Every man carries within himself certain weaknesses, fears, and insecurities that shape who he is, these are often deeply personal and sensitive, sometimes connected to childhood experiences, personal failures, or hidden doubts about the future. While it may feel natural to want to share everything with a woman, revealing the deepest fears often shifts the dynamics of respect within a relationship. Or a man is admired for his strength, his ability to stand firm against storms, and once he exposes vulnerabilities completely, he risks being seen differently. Or the conclusion is clear: silence protects dignity when it comes to inner fears. Women respect resilience, and while they appreciate emotional openness to a certain degree, too much exposure can undermine admiration. If a man constantly talks about what scares him or where he feels weak, he creates an image of fragility rather than strength. Over time, instead of feeling protected, the woman may start feeling that she must protect him, which reverses the natural balance of roles. Men are expected to be pillars, not fragile walls. The conclusion here is that strength is preserved when weaknesses remain private. Another problem with revealing insecurities is that emotions in relationships are unpredictable. In times of conflict, frustration, or anger, the very weaknesses a man confessed may be used against him. Words like, "You're scared of everything," or "You're not strong enough," can cut deeply when thrown back in arguments. This doesn't mean the woman doesn't love him, but emotions can twist truths into weapons. By keeping fears hidden, he prevents them from becoming ammunition. The conclusion is that private struggles remain powerless, while revealed ones can return to wound. Exposing weaknesses also reduces the aura of mystery that makes a man intriguing. Women admire men who cannot be fully figured out, who have depths beyond what is seen on the surface. When a man reveals every insecurity, he strips himself of that mystery and becomes an open book with no surprises left. The unknown attracts while the fully exposed loses charm. Maintaining a balance between openness and secrecy ensures continued respect and admiration. The conclusion is that mystery dies when every weakness is spoken, but it lives when silence is maintained. A man who keeps his deepest fears private also preserves his independence. By not leaning too heavily on a woman for emotional reassurance, he shows her that he can carry his own burdens. Women are naturally drawn to men who display inner control and self-reliance. When a man handles his fears quietly, he projects confidence even in difficulty, this confidence is what keeps attraction alive, far more than constant displays of fragility. The conclusion here is that self-reliance strengthens respect while overexposure weakens it. Furthermore, women admire action more than words. Talking endlessly about insecurities creates a cycle of pity, while facing fears silently and overcoming them inspires admiration. When she sees a man struggle internally but still stands strong outwardly, she feels proud to be with him. That pride cannot be built through words of fear, but through silent victories. By showing results instead of weaknesses, a man earns lasting respect. The conclusion is that women value courage in action, not fear in confession. Sharing fears also shifts the emotional weight of a relationship unfairly. When a man reveals too much of his inner battles, he may unintentionally make the woman carry a burden she never asked for. Over time, she may feel drained, less secure, or even resentful for being placed in that position. A relationship thrives when a man provides stability, not when he overloads it with his insecurities. Or the conclusion is that emotional balance is maintained when a man guards his inner struggles. It is important to note that silence about fears is not dishonesty, it is wisdom. Or a man does not have to share every detail of his heart to prove love. True masculinity means understanding what should be spoken and what must remain private, or protecting his vulnerabilities is part of protecting his leadership and the respect that sustains a relationship. By controlling what is shared, or he ensures that only strength is seen. The conclusion is that wisdom is not in full disclosure but in guarded revelation. Ultimately, or a man's weaknesses and fears belong to him alone. They are battles meant to be fought privately, victories meant to be revealed only after they are won. Or relationships thrive on security, confidence, and strength, qualities that disappear when a man is too exposed. By protecting his insecurities, he maintains his dignity or his mystery and his role as a leader. Women love men they can look up to, not men who constantly seek rescue. The final conclusion is this: protect your fears, or because silence about weakness is the greatest strength. Ambition is the fuel that drives a man forward, giving him purpose, direction, and strength to keep moving even when life becomes difficult. But one of the greatest mistakes men make is sharing every detail of their dreams and inner thoughts with women too early. While women may enjoy hearing plans, they admire results far more than promises. By over-explaining your ambitions, you not only reduce their power, but also open the door for doubt or criticism. The conclusion is clear: ambitions grow stronger when protected, but they weaken when constantly exposed. When a man reveals his plans in detail, he risks losing the sense of mystery that keeps him intriguing. Women are naturally drawn to men who have depth, men who seem to carry more than they reveal. Or if you lay out every step of your journey, you remove the excitement of discovery and make yourself predictable. Mystery is a form of strength, and guarding your inner thoughts keeps that aura alive. The conclusion is that ambition carries more power when veiled in mystery rather than fully explained. Sharing dreams too openly can also invite unnecessary discouragement. A woman may, out of care, express doubts about whether your goals are realistic, achievable, or worth pursuing. While her intentions may not be harmful, her words may plant seeds of hesitation in your own mind. A man's vision requires confidence, and outside doubts can easily shake determination. Protecting your ambitions ensures that you remain focused on results, not opinions. The conclusion here is that silence preserves belief, while exposure invites doubt that can delay progress. Another risk of overexposing ambition is the potential for accountability before results. Once you describe every detail of your plan, you create expectations that must be met. If setbacks occur, as they often do in any pursuit, the woman may feel disappointed or lose faith in your ability to deliver. But if she never knew the full plan, she only sees the victories that eventually arrive, by showing outcomes instead of promises, you maintain control of perception. The conclusion is simple: reveal results, not roadmaps, to sustain respect. Ambitions also lose energy when spoken too often. Talking about your vision creates a temporary sense of achievement, almost as if the dream has already been lived. This reduces the hunger to actually pursue it. Silence, on the other hand, keeps ambition alive, burning quietly within until it is fulfilled. A man who guards his inner fire works harder because he has no outlet but action. The conclusion is that speaking drains ambition, while silence intensifies the drive to succeed. Women admire men who surprise them with achievements more than those who endlessly promise. If you reveal your ambitions step by step, you may think you're building excitement, but in truth, you're removing the element of wonder. A woman feels more respect when she sees results she never fully expected, rather than hearing promises repeated for months or years. Success speaks louder than plans, and it always creates greater admiration. The conclusion is that unspoken ambition creates surprise, while spoken ambition risks disappointment. Or guarding ambitions also shields your relationship from unnecessary pressure. When you share your vision in full detail, or your partner may unconsciously tie her own security to its success. If you struggle, she may worry about stability, and this can create tension between you. Or by keeping your plans private, you avoid dragging her into your battles and protect her sense of peace. She enjoys the results without carrying the weight of the process. Or the conclusion is that ambition is best carried alone until success is secure. Furthermore, inner thoughts are sacred. Not everything a man thinks needs to be shared, or because some thoughts are fleeting, raw, or experimental. Once spoken, they can be misunderstood, judged, or even used against you in conflict. By protecting your inner world, you maintain control of your image and your dignity. Women respect men who cannot be fully read, men whose thoughts remain partly a mystery. This balance of openness and privacy keeps relationships strong. The conclusion here is that unspoken thoughts protect both peace and power. In the end, guarding ambitions and inner thoughts is not about secrecy for the sake of deception. It is about wisdom and self-preservation. A man's vision is his responsibility, and revealing too much of it only exposes him to unnecessary risk, doubt, and loss of respect. By keeping dreams close and speaking through results, a man not only achieves more but also earns greater admiration. Women love men who show strength, stability, and mystery, not men who seek validation for every idea. The final conclusion is this: protect your ambition because its power lies in silence.